In recent years, a remarkable surge of European players has taken the league by storm, captivating fans worldwide with their remarkable skills and game-changing performances. But what fuels this European invasion of the NBA? Join us as we delve into the driving forces behind Europe's basketball revolution, unraveling the unique factors that have propelled these talented athletes to conquer the highest level of basketball on the planet. NBA fans have seen a rise in the number of European players in the league over the last few years. NBA players from Europe are revolutionizing the sport by raising the bar for their on-court skills. The previous 4 MVP winners during the regular season were all from Europe, so they are undoubtedly here right now. Since the top prospects for 2023 and 2024 are also from Europe, they will be seen in the league more often as time goes on. Players like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokić, and Luka Dončić have changed their styles of play to become the undisputed captains of their teams every single night. What therefore seems to make the European players so outstanding? There must be something that European teams and coaches do differently from American teams. Both the European and US methods of preparing players for careers as professionals merit praise and censure. There are no issues with AAU or load management in Europe. Basketball in the AAU seems to be doing more harm than good. AAU basketball has now supplanted high school basketball as the most popular way to develop young players. With players playing as many as 4 games a day, coaches emphasizing individual performance over teamwork, and players being taught how to build positive courtside habits, winning is devalued in this basketball system. However, if we go over the water, the European approach to training and of developing young players is even more distinct. With Giannis as a deserving exception, this kind of training may be the primary factor for the influx of European talent in the NBA. We can confidently assert that none of the NBA players from Europe are just other top-tier athletes. Instead, these are players who place a greater emphasis on an all-around, solid game than on physical prowess. Consequently, let's immediately compare the two. In the US, you may begin playing AAU basketball once you're 9, but in Europe, you don't need to worry about summer tournaments until you're 13 or 14. And only the finest of the best are allowed to compete in those European events, often doing so on behalf of their national team. You play for your respective high school in the US as there are no youth basketball groups or schools. Children in Europe play basketball for a club rather than their school. Contrary to the US, where making the proper play is more crucial than producing a showcase play, their basketball team's budgets and support often depend on their most recent performances. Additionally, in Europe, if you're one of the top players on the young team, you may be promoted to the senior team and forced to compete against adults. These athletes may find themselves humbled
NBA
or learn something
rosters
from
featured
this.
107
And last,
international
in Europe,
players.
the worth of games is
41.
based more on their equality than their number. Typically, you would just play 1 game during the weekend. Teams concentrate on creating ideas and tactics on how to play against their next opponent in the meantime. Players may therefore perform a variety of roles depending on the game. Nobody in Europe had any doubts about Luka Dončić when he announced his intention to enter the NBA draft, since he was playing and dominating against adult men at such a young age. So let's examine some NBA players from Europe and their previous basketball careers. Nikola Jokić, the back-to-back MVP, is a product of Mega Basketball, the legendary Serbian basketball factory. He played there for 3 seasons and, at the young age of 17, was given a chance to play in the first Serbian league. In the 2013-14 Adriatic League season, Jokić began to get more opportunities and began to show glimpses of the player he may develop into in the future, averaging 11.4 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. Jokić played games for Mega in his last season, 2014-15. Jokic's enhancements to his game were mostly responsible for his selection as the round's MVP and his eventual victory in the regular season MVP award. Despite his club placing 10th in the Adriatic League, Jokic's average of 15.4 points and a league-best 9.3 rebounds was more than enough to earn him the MVP title. After the campaign, he was also voted the best prospect in the Adriatic League. Jokić left the group to join the Denver Nuggets and seek a career in the NBA. Jokic's offensive versatility and court vision have been his most distinctive qualities since entering the NBA. These traits set him apart from the rest of the field, particularly when playing against centers. Big guys that can play the game like guards are uncommon to find. Giannis Antetokounmpo began playing basketball in 2007 when he was only 13 years old. He participated in the semi-pro Great Basket League's 3rd level with the senior men's squad of the Philadelphia Tycoons 4 years later in 2011. A few days after becoming 18 years old, Giannis committed to the Spanish team SAI Zaragoza for 4 years. While other European powerhouses like Barcelona and Anadolu FAS were interested in acquiring him, Giannis averaged 9.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 1.4 assists in 22.5 minutes per game during the 2012-13 season. He was chosen to play in the 2013 Greek League All-Star Game as a special participant. He wasn't chosen by the audience, but the coaches themselves thought he'd be a nice surprise for the audience, so they voted for him. Giannis was not as well known in Europe as he is now. Giannis controls the game with both his physical and technical skills, unlike his European counterparts. The renowned basketball player Arvydas Sabonis' son is Domantas Sabonis. Domantas was born in Portland, but once Arvydas' playing career ended, he and his family went to Spain. Domantas made his Unicaja Malaga debut against Sabunia Zagreb at the age of only 16. He then returned to Malaga after being loaned to Clinicus Rincon during the 2013-14 campaign. At barely 17 years, 5 months, and 10 days old, Domantas made club history by playing for Unicaja in the ACB League. He made an astounding league debut a few days later, and his follow-up performances attracted the attention of several scouts and managers. Sabonis was among the top 10 candidates for the 2013 FIBA Europe Young Men's Player of the Year award in February 2014. In addition to competing on the senior team, Sabonis was unbeatable in the youth leagues. In the championship game, when Unicaja's junior squad won the Spain Youth Basketball League silver medal, he scored 14 points and pulled down 8 rebounds. Domantas never entered into a contract with Unicaja that included a guaranteed income to keep his NCAA eligibility. Today, Sabonis is a great big man who controls the game thanks to his basketball IQ, tenacity, and all-around effectiveness on the floor. He is an NBA All-Star. European players are taught these traits starting at a very young age. The 18-year-old Bojan Bogdanovic played for many clubs throughout his youth career before agreeing to join Partizan on his first professional deal. He didn't play much during his first 2 seasons with the team, but once Dusko Bucevic returned as Partizan's head coach, his playing time began to improve. He played in 6 games in the EuroLeague that season, averaging around 5 points each game. When he was selected for the Serbian national team during the 2012-13 season, his coach had even more faith in him. As soon as the 2013-14 season began, Bogdan began destroying European teams. His career-high 27 points versus CSKA Moscow and his first outstanding performance were enough to give Partizan the victory. Bogdan's averages for all 3 categories, points, rebounds, and assists, were all career highs and significant increases over the season before. Bogdanovic joined Fenerbahce in the summer of 2014 under the direction of Zeljko Obradovic, whom many consider the best European coach ever. Despite being a newbie, Bogdan was given the lead part right away. Despite the ups and downs of his debut season, Bogdan had a successful year since he was able to take home the Rising Star Award for the 2nd year in a row. In the next 2 seasons, Bogdanovic's performances increased once again. He developed into the captain of the Fenerbahce team and a key player at crunch time. Due to a right ankle injury, his previous great performances were put on hold for some time. However, he returned in strong January 2017 and demonstrated his importance to the team's success. The crowning achievement of his European career came when he assisted the team in capturing their first EuroLeague championship. Since making his NBA debut in 2017, Bogdanovic has routinely produced top-tier performances. His versatility as a scorer is his greatest asset. Luka Dončić is another player that flourished in Europe and is noteworthy. Luka Dončić made his professional debut at age 16 and won various awards. He won championships with Real Madrid, became the league's youngest MVP, and was named to the All-Decade squad. He was drafted 3rd overall in the 2018 NBA draft and traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Luka rapidly established himself as one of the greatest players in the league because of his all-around attacking ability. Due to their early acclimatization to adult basketball and superior decision-making abilities, European players often achieve success. Their success ultimately results from their special skills and capabilities. Well, what do you think? Do you believe European players have an advantage over their American counterparts? How important do you think cultural and developmental differences are in shaping their success? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on basketball and sports. Thank you for watching.